Good evening. Thank you for joining us in this HKU Information Day webinar, Envisioning the Future, AI and Sustainability, where we'll explore the topic of artificial intelligence and sustainability. I'm Professor Bennett Yim. I'm the Director of Undergraduate Admission and International Student Exchange at HKU, and I'll also be your host this evening. I believe our audience just had a sneak preview of our latest AI video showcasing the persuasive presence of AI and the importance of sustainability in our daily life. Concepts like artificial intelligence, big data, and meta-universe have become commonplace in recent years. At HKU, we are at the forefront of embracing this technology. To align with global trend, HKU is introducing two new schools, the School of Computing and Data Science, as well as the School of Innovation. And our different faculty have also introduced a range of new programs relating to this field for the next year's intake. Of course, we are also riding on the growing interest in ESG and sustainability in revamping our existing program as well as developing new programs by aligning with the 17 Sustainable Development Goals identified by the United Nations. Tonight, we are delighted to welcome our industry experts and also our own professor from different faculty to discuss the significance of AI and sustainability today, their interconnectedness, and also the role of higher education in nurturing future leaders in this field. Let me introduce our guest and speaker now. First, we have Ms. Sabina Zhang, dialing in from Beijing. She is the founder and CEO of Smart ESG Inc., a fintech firm that aims to use market-based instruments and cutting-edge tools to accelerate low-carbon transition. Next, my colleagues from the various HKU faculty, including sitting next to me, Professor Zhong, and then Professor So, Professor Li, Professor Huang, and Professor Yu. Together, we'll discuss the practical application of AI and sustainability in our daily life, and also the development trend and the need for skilled professionals, as well as the distinctive feature of HKU's relevant program. So without further delay, let's start the panel discussion. As a globally renowned university, HKU is committed to the continual enhancement of our research strength and refinement of our curriculum with the aim to cultivate globally minded talent for Hong Kong, mainland China, and the world, and also prepare them well to tackle problems and challenges in the rapidly evolving landscape. We particularly acknowledge the prevailing trend of AI and sustainability, among others. We believe this field offers significant opportunity and challenges for global sustainable development in the present as well as the future. The demand for skilled professionals in this industry is also projected to rise continuously. I believe our experts from different fields here will share more about their expertise on AI and sustainability and also explain how this area of knowledge are important to everybody. AI has been a hot topic, and this year, two AI pioneers won the Nobel Prize in Physics. However, one of the winners mentioned that while machine learning has enormous benefit, its rapid development has also raised concern about our future or even create new threat to humanity. So, Professor So, do you think we need to worry about AI bringing bad consequences or getting out of control? And in the end, will AI replace human?
So thank you, Professor Yu. It's a very big topic. I am sure it's a very hot topic and a hot topic everybody have on their mind. I don't know how much AI is going to replace humanity just yet. I think AI is definitely going to be here. It's super important, but just like any other tools that we humans have invented, there are always two sides to the same coin. And I think AI is particularly interesting because it's coming in very, very fast. It's very, very powerful. And like all the other tools, if you use it right, I think it's going to benefit humankind tremendously. But if you just start abusing it, I think there are actually real risks that you feel like, oh, this is really great. It seems like AI can do everything for me, and I don't have to do anything. And that is where the risk really start to come in. I work in the engineering faculty. I work in the computer engineering program, and my research is in computers. So I can say from a computer's point of view, AI does actually have a pretty significant problems and challenge in terms of sustainability. Just like whenever you create a new image with AI today, you can just click 2 buttons, write 3 sentences, and you have a new image. But that image generation alone actually takes the same amount of energy as almost charging your entire phone. So you can now imagine you have now entire Earth start generating images and translating and writing your essays and doing all sorts of wonderful things with AI. And the kind of energies are actually causing real issues. So big companies like Google, Microsoft, they are all having problem with the data center because of the energy consumption as well as their carbon emissions. Many of them are now missing their carbon neutrality goal just because of AI, because in the past 5 years, their energy just skyrocketed, and then now they are coming back into the problem of, hey, they really need electricity. How are we going to support all these AI? How are we going to run the right hardware on that? That's going to be a big issue.
Wow, that's very interesting. I never thought about like every time I use the ChatGPT, I'm actually not being kind of environmentally friendly. Well, maybe like since we already started the topic on like maybe some of the benefit of AI, and we also have an expert in our panel here, Professor Lee. I understand that your research focus on something very interesting, autonomous driving and also embodied AI. And I understand that you have been leading a project called UniAD, and they have been generating some great impact in not only in the academic but also in the industry. Many of the audience probably know about like Tesla, and also may heard about the FSD V12. I just looked it up, but I still couldn't understand everything about it. So maybe can you tell us more about your project, and also how you think AI can benefit our life from your experience?
Sure. Thank you, Professor Bennett. So hi, everyone. I'm Professor Hongyang Li from the Institute of Data Science. And I and my team are working on autonomous driving, where we utilize the very advantages of AI techniques to fully leverage the autonomous driving domain. And this project that Professor Bennett just mentioned is called UniAD, where it stands for the Unified Autonomous Driving Framework for the planning task, where we developed this prototype to have all the pipelines where you have the perception to recognize the objects, and also you have the prediction module to predict the intentions of the agents in the environment, and also the planning module where you self-plan the trajectories of your vehicles. And all these modules we connect for the first time in an end-to-end neural network. This is also fully leverage the benefits of large-scale data, where we train. I guess everyone knows that the very advantage of AI is to use the large amount of data to train the system to recognize the environment, and eventually it will interact with the environment. And for the current time being, we are also collaborating with a lot of industry collaborators. We are building the next level of the autonomous driving project, where the algorithm can not only generalize to new scenarios, but also it can some kind of have this so-called self-consciousness, where it can learn on itself through some, for example, the closed-loop system to have a better safety guarantee of the system to benefit the better human life in the domain of autonomous driving and also robotics.
Wow. Well, even though I always like to stay in my car, but I can share the secrets. I hate driving. So I really look forward to like one day I sit in my own car, but I don't have to actually do all the driving. Maybe back to like Professor So, and also like to Professor Lee, because like both of you kind kind of like from the Faculty of Engineering or kind of like in the Institute of Data Science, and can you like two of you like tell us more about like either program or research opportunity provided by Hong Kong U to help equip our students to be kind of the future leaders in the field of AI. So either one of you can comment on this.
Okay, so maybe I will start. So in the beginning, yes, thank you. So in the beginning of the webinar, we talked about there are two new schools that are going to be started at Hong Kong U. One of them is going to be the School of Innovation that I'm responsible for getting a lot of the things off the ground. And with the new school, we are going to have a new program called Bachelor of Science in Innovation and Technology. And in this program, the emphasis is for students to innovate and to be able to apply technologies to address real-world problems. When we look at real-world problems, we are really looking at a wide spectrum of problems, all the way from our societal problem. We have people who are below poverty level, and they need to get their food supply. So, and as well as our NGO, all the way to high-tech industry, autonomous driving, as well as sustainability. There are going to be all these projects embedded into the new program where the students can apply all the AI technique and AI technologies that are being developed into addressing real-world problems. The challenge is how they can find the right solutions and develop the right solutions and innovate correctly to address these problems. So that you have a lot of chance to experiment that in the new program, and it's going to be an exciting endeavor.
Sure. And also for the role of this new Institute of Data Science, I think the uniqueness of this new institute is to combine or build different disciplines into multiple sources of collaboration where you're going to meet a lot of scholars. We call this idea as a scholar, where different professors from different backgrounds can collaborate all together. For example, in this year's Nobel Prize, and also another trend called the medicine Nobel Prize, is also came from the AI background, where these researchers from the DeepMind they predict the protein structure and got this highest level in the science recognition. So in this new institute, we got a lot of new incentives to motivate scholars and as well as students who came from different backgrounds to work together and use this AI to leverage their own research field. And also for the undergrad admissions, and also even for the high school students, we got some projects to work on together. And the most exciting thing is after using this AI tool, we can see the very new broad of changes in the original disciplines where we can leverage different techniques and design curated paradigms for the problems that we originally investigate. Sure.
Okay. Thank you so much, like, for the sharing from Professor So and also Professor Lee. Certainly, like, I think the program you mentioned, I really pick up the term like projects. I suppose like a lot of time maybe the student may be concerned about like, oh, am I only learning the theory part? Seems like the program will be really kind of getting the students like hand dirty by working in actual projects and so applications. So I think those are very interesting things like for the student. And I hope the audience also now get a better understanding of the strength as well as the comprehensiveness of kind of our offering at the university related to the field of AI. Since we are on the topic of like engineering data, maybe I also like maybe start my question, send my question to Professor Yu. Because earlier we mentioned about, we're very excited about the introduction of a new school, the School of Computing and Data Science. I understand, like, in fact, that tonight they're actually having the launching ceremony and dinner. Unfortunately, all of us like have to be here. We're missing the opportunity, but maybe you can you share with us like what are the idea behind the introduction of a new school, and also how can the university and also the student actually benefit from the setting up of the new school?
Thank you, Professor Yim. In fact, it's a very good question. I think some outsider may see that, oh, computer science is leaving engineering. But I think the concept is wrong. Actually, we are trying to combine the strength of computer science department as well as our statistics department together to form this school. And if you look at it carefully, in the past few years, as Professor So, Professor Lee also mentioned a lot, how AI affect our daily life. In fact, not even engineering. In fact, AI has been applied into many humanities subjects. For example, we have used AI in law, medicine, okay, even literature review, okay, many things. So I think in the coming 5 to 10 years, at least, right, we cannot live without AI. So basically, there are some terms, right? AI technologies, then together with big data, data analytics, I think we are going to have these two things around for all subjects, no matter how you think about it. So basically, we combine the strength of these two departments, and in fact, we are not leaving the faculty. On the other hand, we still have support from the Faculty of Engineering and also the support from the Faculty of Science. So basically, you can see it's a very big family. Two departments together, then we still have support from two faculties. And then actually we work with our engineering colleagues a lot. So we have joint projects, and I think we can benefit the student in this way. In fact, if the student understand it, AI basically will be a multidisciplinary subject in the coming future. So we want the student to benefit from our program, to learn the basics, get the hands dirty, understand how the tools work, get the data, and then do the analysis. And then they also need to understand, the result of the analysis in order to tune the model and then get a better result. I guess, and also I hope they don't only just stay in engineering. They should go out, learn medical, learn the other subjects so that they can know how to apply AI into the other subjects. Thank you.
Well, I think the key term here is interdisciplinarity, right? Because this day, if in the past, each of us work in our own silo, I think that's no longer an effective way to do it. And by integrating across all the field, I mean, Hong Kong U has all the advantages because we are one of the most comprehensive university. We have so many faculty, so many expertise, and by combining them, I guess we can do this 1 + 1 much greater than 2 kind of effect, right? Professor, you also mentioned earlier about humanity. Even though I think most of us, when it comes to think of humanity, we tend to think of culture, arts, and others. Probably not thinking about technology and also AI. But today in our panel discussion, we are very happy that we have Professor Huang joining us as well. And Professor Huang, I understand you're leading and running our HKU AI and Humanity Lab. Okay, so while many people will perceive AI as a subject more aligned with technology, science, and that's why earlier we have our speaker basically from engineering. Rather than humanity. So what do you see as the interconnectedness between these two seemingly distinct areas of AI and humanity?
Hello, everyone. Really glad to be here. So, Ruqing Stacy Huang from the Department of Music, and as Professor Yim mentioned, I am also affiliated, not leading, but affiliated with the AI and Humanity Lab, which is under the Department of Philosophy. So yes, mostly working in the music department, but I think from the earlier part of the panel discussion, in fact, I think the argument has been made already quite strongly how human AI does bring up a whole list of really interesting and also, in my opinion, very, very important critical and humanistic questions that we all confront, right? I think Professor in the very beginning already mentioned its impact on humanity and the studies of humanities. All the professors, in fact, I think in the many examples that were touched upon so far. So yes, my research currently lies at the intersections of musicology and a new field that's called, maybe new to many of you here, called the critical AI studies and also philosophy. So I think the argument about the connectedness between humanities and AI, yes, they seem to be distant, but I think, to me as a musicologist by training, they're never disconnected, right? So because we cannot really perceive technology as living in a vacuum, right? It lives in the society, in culture, in this geopolitical world. So it definitely has huge complications for almost every aspect of life. So that's in fact what brings me to this field of research, because I don't really have a background in science and technology or computer science, but I in fact find the questions, the humanistic questions that radiate from the question of AI super interesting. The question of creativity, the question of authorship, right? If AI writes a song, we can get to that later. And of course, copyright, job replacement, the nature of work, right? What is work, and the question of efficiency, productivity. And I think after all, it really comes down to the meaning and essence of the human condition. What does it mean to be a human? And I think beyond the academic community, we can just look at the news, the headlines that's kind of permeating Google. If you just Google AI, and I think every day there is we can see that society as a whole is quite, I think, excited but at the same time concerned, right, about the opportunities, but also challenges, risks, which have been mentioned already, sustainability, that AI brings. So in fact, a lot of what I think occupies the news, the headline and public space is, in fact, questions about, right, in the art space, for instance, is AI art, right? Is AI music? And what's the meaning, or what's the position of the artist when AI becomes the artist? And so I think it really concerns everyone in their unique, I think, in their own sphere. So for me, in music, for instance, for philosophers in the Department of Philosophy, there is a whole series of questions such as, what is imagination? What is consciousness, which was mentioned too, right? What's the difference between human imagination and artificial imagination? So I think, yeah, it does go really, really deep. And I hope Hong Kong U, to me, the exciting part about being at Hong Kong U is the exploration of AI does not only live in the STEM fields, but really extends to the humanities and faculty of arts, where I think, and of course, as mentioned so far, AI brings new opportunities for disciplines to work across borders. And I think really special about AI is, yes, we even start to see more collaborations between humanities and science. In fact, my first postdoc was me joining a EU-funded 5-year project based in Sweden, which is called AI at the Frontiers of Artificial Creativity and Criticism. So basically it was me as a musicologist working with a group of computer scientists, which was quite rare before, I think, the development of the recent buzz of AI. Yes.
I see. You mentioned earlier also, like, your training is actually in music rather than in science or technology. And so I'm sure many of our students, maybe they call it themselves in the art stream, they may be kind of saying, wow, I never have those trainings. So anything the school or the program will be able to kind of help them in doing this integration, like between arts and also like digital technology, as you mentioned earlier.
Right, so I think Hong Kong U, right now in the Faculty of Arts, we have quite a number of new initiatives that really try to equip students, right, with tools that will empower them to look into all these questions and challenges we mentioned so far. For instance, there of course is the new HTT program, Humanities and Digital Technologies. Even in the philosophy departments, we mentioned AI Humanity Lab. There, I think, are courses which really try to extend beyond one disciplinary boundary. I think there's also this new dual degree program on BA and also BE, right, Bachelor of Engineering and Bachelor of Arts in AI and Data Science. And I think all these new programs, of course, with different emphasis, but the goal is, right, we learn the technical expertise and knowledge, but also do not forget to ask important critical humanistic questions. And maybe just to I guess make some students or prospective students less worried about, oh, maybe I don't have a background or particularly so much interest necessarily in very in-depth study of CS, for instance. I can say that I actually do not have a background in this, but it doesn't in fact stop me from asking any of the AI-related questions I'm asking. In fact, some of the leading philosophers and humanities scholars, professors working in critical AI studies, do not actually have a background. But it does not stop us from kind of learning what's needed when we ask the important questions. And yes, there's actually a lot you can do, depending on whether your interest is more in the STEM fields or arts or both. So yeah.
I certainly hope the audience also pick up from what you're saying, like the arts, and also Faculty of Arts and Faculty of Engineering is also introducing some very interesting program, right? One of them is the Bachelor of Arts and also Bachelor of Engineering, kind of a double degree program. And so certainly I think many of students probably find those programs quite interesting. At the same time, I think they may have a question like, are you looking for a specific type of student or just anybody who are interested in it can consider those programs?
I really think for the young minds, I think at this early age in their life, just do not limit yourself. I think it's really always about exploring at the early college undergraduate years. So I think it's all programs are for everyone. Especially when they're so young and you don't know what you want to do, you don't know where your limits are. So I really think yes, it's definitely for everyone. Try it out, and if this program has a slightly different emphasis than maybe what you wanted to do, there is so much resources. You can always take courses that may be outside your home department. I think Hong Kong U, that's the attraction, I think, is of a big research university like Hong Kong U, because in my classes, for instance, in music department, I have all the students which is from outside the Faculty of Arts, in fact, from business, from admin, from science. So yeah.
I see. Okay, thank you very much. I guess this day I hear a lot from different kind of experts telling us like, well, we shouldn't think of the old day, like when I was still learning how to do programming. It was very tough, very difficult. But this day, I guess with AI, everybody can do programming. So we no longer need to worry about like, oh, I'm being a person who's interested in arts and then I don't have the background. I guess the technology will help us to overcome some of this difficulty. Okay, so I think from our audience, from our panel, you can probably get the message that certainly AI is affecting many different parts of our life, and whether you like it or not, you're going to learn about it. You need to master it, otherwise life will be difficult. Maybe I would kind of now turn to Professor Chung next to me. I understand from Professor Chung that health technology is also one of the major options of the biomedical science program offered by the Faculty of Medicine. And so I'm sure a lot of the students will be interested in this biomedical science, because looking at the application record in the past, that's certainly the case. So can you tell us a bit more about will AI application also be involved in this biomedical science program?
Well, our School of Biomedical Science has just revamped our undergraduate program structure. As you can see, health technology is one of our highlights. We all know that in the past decade, there are a lot of development in some cutting-edge knowledge. For example, gene editing, protein engineering, or cell therapy. But the next questions will be how to use them to save life. And it's always in our people in the Faculty of Medicine to use this state-of-the-art technology to create something that can improve the outcome and the quality of the patients. So if you young people have a lot of very innovative idea and wants to change it to some useful medical products, so health technology is the program for them. Okay, and the application of this health technology can range from, for example, creating artificial intelligence systems to facilitate clinical decision or telemedicine, or even creating some portable medical device to save life. And as you can see in the slide, we also have a program called Bioinformatics, which also use some AI techniques and using big data in biology information to help to prevent, diagnose, and treat diseases. Say, for example, if you can identify a gene which may cause a person to have some disease, and you can try to prevent this disease from happening. Or you can appreciate that now we have the target therapy. If you know the biology and the specific size in the cancer cells, we now have drugs that can have less side effect and be more precise to the cancer treatment. So all these are very important development. And as a young student, 16, 17 years old, if you don't know and if you haven't designed which area you should go in, this is the merit of the new system. You come to us in the year one, we will provide you some fundamental knowledge in different aspects of the biomedical science. Only in year two, when you have some basic knowledge, you can have evidence-based decisions on which major options you want to pursue, be it bioinformatics or health technology or the others. We want to give a smooth transition for the passionate young people to design for their future career when they are ready.
Thank you, Professor Chong, I think for a very detailed description about the different program offered in the biomedical science field. And now, so far, like we have heard quite a bit like about AI and also like application from the academic and or the program side. And I think it's time that we want to learn a bit about the trend and also the career prospect from our industry experts. And tonight, we're very pleased that we have Ms. Zhang. So many thanks, again, for joining our panel discussion all the way from Beijing. And I mentioned earlier, that you are founder and CEO of a fintech company, but your focus is on sustainability. And I understand you also have very rich experience in policy research and analysis, working with the World Bank, and also doing a lot of work on climate change and sustainable investment. So certainly we are very happy to have you with us tonight. So can you share with us through your previous experience or current experience how AI have been applied and also in your field, particularly in sustainable investment, how would that affect our development of the society? And also maybe it would be great if you also share with us some specific example. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. It's my honor to be here to share some experience with the professors and the audience on site and online. Yeah, I think for me, the AI accompany with us on daily basis. And in the past 20 years professional life, I can recall that at the beginning, we're working on the carbons, we're working on the green finance, sustainable finance at the early stage. We have a lot of analysts collecting data and clean data. And now it's pretty much taken care by the machines. And for my firm, we are also use AI technologies. We train the machines to learn the ESG concept, the rules of disclosures, the ratings models. So with a lot of fundamental data, so our partners can save a lot of time in terms of more stringent research and requirements in the market. I previously working with the S&P Global and Morgan Stanley Capital International. They are all very well-known service providers globally. So I can tell they are also working with AIs to support the ESG and sustainability related business. For example, we have used the AI tools to calculate the carbon emissions, the kind of trajectories in next 10 to 50 years, or even all the physical risk with the AI tools. So there are a lot of practice in the business, and for the exactly specific case, for example, we are working on the ESG integration into the STEM education's static platform. In that platform, we are working with the universities to develop the executive course related to ESG, including the subjects as the such as the ESG reportings, ratings, sustainable finance, green procurement and management, and supply chain management into their existing education system. At the meantime, we are also working with the private sectors and some multinational companies like McDonald's to how to convey those concepts into practical case so that our audience or our students will have the opportunities to practice what they learned in the schools and also have some advantage in the working side. Another case is we are launching the Capacity Alliance of Sustainable Environment, Sustainable Investment at COP28 last year. And we are going to launch it in next month for the first demo of the AI ESG learning platform, which is free and open to all. So everyone can learn the very basic of the ESG concept through the CASI, we call it CASI, Capacity Building Alliance of Sustainable Investment at the COP29 at Baku in next month. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Ms. Zhang. Thank you for in such a short period of time, give us a good understanding of how AI have been applied in the field of investment and also in finance, and certainly very educational portions. Now, of course, as I earlier mentioned, most of the students and parents particularly would find AI to be fascinating. But at the same time, they will probably be also asking the question, what about the career prospect, right? If my son or daughter spend 4 years or maybe more time in this field, will there be job when they graduate? Because a lot of time people are saying AI is taking over many of the job performed by human. So will there be less jobs with the application of AI, or will there be more opportunity for our future graduates?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think it's hard to judge for a very long time from the current stage. But I think look at the numbers in this year from the major recruiting website in the China mainland. The ESG and sustainability related job increased 64% in this year, and the salary increased 12% in this year. I think that is very encouraged numbers, particularly in this economic timings. So I think it's the number itself has tell a lot of things. But as you said, the coins always have two sides. On one hand, AI save a lot of time and give us a lot of opportunities to do some innovation things. But it's true that on the other side, as the working professional in sustainability area, as the other professor mentioned that the AI also create a lot of additional emissions in the real practice. So that's what I'm concerned as the sustainability professionals. But from the career path, I'm very glad to see that HKU has new school new program launched today. I think that would be very helpful to meet the requirement in the societies. And I think in the practical case, the students, particularly at the undergraduate, it's good to learn to all the fundamental knowledge, follow their heart, do not limit themselves. I think it's very important. And also in the sustainability area, I think they are sell side, buy side, and also the international organizations. It's important to think about their career path in long term and then think about what to do at the current stage. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Ms. Zhang. I think thank you very much for this very encouraging view on the career prospect for students who may be interested in AI. And also thank you very much for the suggestion. As we always tell our students, no matter what changes, I think the most important thing is follow their heart, follow their interests, because otherwise, no matter how good the prospect is, if they are not interested in it, it will be very difficult for them to kind of work hard and compete and achieve their goal. So Well, thank you. In fact, HKU has also launched several interdisciplinary programs and try to develop students with global perspective to tackle real-life challenges. And I understand one of this program has a particular focus on the context of global health and development, which some of our speakers also mentioned. These are some of the issues that we are facing, kind of like this day. And this program also, I understand, has a distinctive feature of a 6-month field placement. And during this time, our students also will gain the opportunity to receive mentoring from leading global health and development organizations, such as some of the agency of United Nations. And right next to me, I think we have Professor Zhong. He actually is the director of the program called Bachelor of Arts and Science in Global Health and Development. So I think I would invite him to give us a bit more information about the program, and also how if students joining the program, what would they learn, what career would they have, and also how would the learning align with sustainability and even AI application.
Okay, many people have the misconception that health is just free of disease. If you look at the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, is much more than that. For example, poverty reduction, actions for climate change, as well as water quality, etc., etc. So in order to achieve all these SDGs, the goals, you need to have the interdisciplinary knowledge. So let me use COVID as an example. So in COVID, we developed the vaccine in the laboratory, in the clinical trials centers. They are very scientific, of course. But at the same time, once you have the vaccine, you have to disseminate to the community. And whether they take it or not is something related to psychology, not just pure science in the laboratory. So that's why, in order to become a good public health or global health physician, we want them to learn the knowledge not just in the Faculty of Medicine. We want them to learn some basic knowledge about the law, about the social science, the economics, architecture, etc., etc. So that's why 6 years ago, we have introduced the concept of Bachelor of Arts and Science of Global Health and Development. Although it's under the Faculty of Medicine, we need the student to have some fundamental knowledge in the arts area as well. And one of the core value of this program is implementation of the knowledge learned in the classrooms. So that's why in the year 1, 2, and 3, of course, we are teaching them a lot of the concepts, the theories, and also have a lot of case studies. But in their final year, it's compulsory for them to go to have 6-month placement. And most of these placement sites, they are in overseas. As you can see in this world map, for example, in Geneva, the Red Cross head office, or the United Nations headquarters in New York, or the UNICEF in New York, and also in China CDC. And you can see it is almost everywhere in this planet. So it really depends on the aspiration of the students, because some students may want to have learn more about the strategic planning. So we will match them to go to the headquarters in the New York, Geneva. Actually, some of the students to come to us, and they want to have more hands-on experience in the developing countries and areas. So that's why we also have some agreement with the UN to send them to the placement sites in Africa, in Asia, etc., etc. I mean, this 6-month placement is very important for them to apply the knowledge that they learn in the classroom, as well as I always tell them that it is one of the best job interview opportunity, because they're going to spend 6 months with their potential employers. And actually, quite a number of our students, they did get return offer after they finished the 6-month placement. I mean, both in the local placement site as well as in the overseas placement site.
Okay, thank you, Professor Zhong. You mentioned earlier about the vaccine. I remember recently I was picking up on some news saying that some multinational company also start setting up their international R&D center in Hong Kong. Maybe also in the Greater Bay Area. Some of them also focus on driving new green tech innovation in the city. And since today we have Ms. Zhang here with us, I don't know whether Ms. Zhang, you have also observed something similar trend regarding like those setting up of international R&D center in Hong Kong or in the Greater Bay Area?
Yeah. I think Hong Kong's unique positions in the Greater China area naturally have a lot of advantage in build up the finance centers. From the sustainability views, I can see that, for example, in the past year, there's a lot of conversations regarding how to connect the Hong Kong carbon market with the mainland carbon market, and maybe pilots in the Greater Bay Area first. And I think that from the traditional capital market side, Hong Kong market is remained the kind of the key focus from the international capital market. And therefore, I think the Hong Kong market is more open and quite vivid in terms of the ESG side. For example, from the next year, Hong Kong will first start to require the climate disclosure requirements for the Scope 1 and Scope 2 emission for all the listed company in Hong Kong. And in the meantime, there is a lot of technical working group with the Hong Kong market and the mainland market. And mainland market now is still encouragement. It's not a mandatory requirement yet. But I think as next step, mainland market will also kind of strictly requirement all the listed companies follow the rules. And I think and Hong Kong Monetary Authorities just launched the Sustainable Finance Action Plan 2 or 3 days ago. I think it's clearly have the focus area to achieving the net zero emissions for banks, aligning the exchange fund with net zeros, and establishing Hong Kong as the leading sustainable finance centers, and also promoting the high quality sustainable disclosures and addressing the talents gap in sustainable finance. And we all know that the financial institutions is not typical high emission, high pollutions. Therefore, I think as next step, those banks or investor will have to work with their portfolio companies to take actions in terms of low carbon transitions. And in reality, I think in the past 1.5 years, because of all those policy changes, I have writing a lot of I think several recommendation letters for the Hong Kong migrant admission scheme, because ESG and sustainability is kind of the ad credits part of the program. So I think it is we can see all the actions to promote the sustainability in Hong Kong area. So at this time, Hong Kong EU has the program. I think it's very good timing.
For your sharing, I guess like clearly there are a lot of opportunity in demands of like talent. I guess will probably offer a lot of opportunity for our future students who kind of they are specialized in this. And certainly, I don't know whether like Ms. Zhang has shared like examples like in the field of investment. I don't know whether similar trend, also similar observation is also found in the medical field. Like Professor Zhong, do you see similar thing or?
Well, actually, maybe I use the global health and development as an example. The things that the students can learn or they can do after they graduate are actually more than health. If you look at for example, the functions of the health organization, many people just concentrate on the delivery of the services, but actually the regulatory side or the financial side is also very important. So that's why in the global health and development, some of our students really wants to join for example, for the financial industry. And I think why not? Because let's say, for example, the World Bank, we talk about the development. The developing countries need the money, okay, in order to develop. So it is totally related to health in this aspect to achieve the SDG.
Wow, I see. Well, certainly there are a lot of opportunity, but do you have any advice for students? How do they, what should they do in terms of preparing themselves? I guess like if opportunity arises, if they don't have the preparedness or they are not well prepared, they may not be able to grab the opportunity. So you have any advice, like from your experience working with all your students? What can they do? Like, I mean, inside the classroom, outside the classroom, like any particular thing they should pay attention to?
I mean, the good thing is that for the global health development is quite small program. Every year we admit around 25 students. So that's why starting from their year one, we will talk to them on one-to-one basis. We have the academic advisor for them, and we will see what they really want to do after they graduate. And then we will advise them, for example, what kind of elective courses they need to take. Because, for example, they want to join the financial industry, they need to take some elective courses as second major or minor. And then we will advise them in their year one, year two, and year three summer vacation, try to find some internship. And we, I mean, everyone in the Hong Kong U, we have a lot of connection, so that we can try to connect them to have this kind of optional attachment or internship experience. And then they have a higher opportunity to get the placement site offer when they are in the final year. And as I said, this will be the best interview opportunity for them. And say, for example, for this global health program, we have 2 cohorts of graduates. Some of our graduates have joined the Hong Kong government in the Health Bureau as well as the Social Welfare Department as an executive officer, and quite a number of them have joined the different NGO like the MSF, the JIX Foundation, or the Red Cross as the project officer. I mean, quite a number of them also have offered in some international organization overseas. So the students, we encourage them to talk to us, and we can work together with them. Of course, they need to work hard so that they can have a bright future.
Thank you. Well, look like the student really have, the particular graduate really have very impressive employment record. Time really flies when I look at the clock. So thank you so much again to our guests and also our speaker for your wonderful detailed sharing. I'm sure your insight have been most useful in helping us to understand the tremendous opportunity for AI application, spanning the many different aspects. And I suppose if I can help to summarize, the key message for our students is our students don't have to worry about the development of AI or the focus on sustainability in terms of reducing the employment prospect. Instead, all this development probably will create more career opportunity and also new career path for them as long as they are well prepared. So certainly, I think at HKU, we are exactly going to do that to help our students to get ready, to be prepared, to take up all these new challenges. Well, here I need to mention, even though these particular sessions, we have focused on discussing AI and sustainability related program, but I would like to remind everyone, HKU is a comprehensive university. In fact, we offer 55 programs and over 100 majors for students to mix and match to fit their interests and needs. So even though those of you may not be interested in AI or sustainability, we always have a program that will actually fit your interests and needs. And our graduates from all of our programs also have excellent employment prospect as well. And before I close the discussion, I want to just take this last opportunity to see if any of our speakers also have any further advice for our student or potential student who are applying to Hong Kong U.
Maybe start from me?
Sure.
Okay, because I'm from the new school, computing and data science. So, of course, there are many job openings in the AI area, in particular in AI GA, whatever X, okay? But the point is, if you come to our school, our program, of course, we focus more on technology. We hope students can really learn the technology behind all those AI methods. You know, the reason is there will be a lot of different types of data. Not all the AI method will fit into those data. So if you don't understand the underlying concept, the technology, if you want to change a model, it may be difficult. And in fact, all the big companies right now come to our department, unlike 10 years ago. They ask, do you have a good undergraduate student? But right now they all ask, do you have good PhD student? Because I want them to think about new things so that even other people see it, they cannot do it. So I think work hard, just like Professor Zhong said.
Anybody else have other advice for our students?
I will invite all the prospective students to look at our websites, and there are a lot of information that, okay, don't just listen to me because I will say good things, okay? Look at the website and see what our graduates, our students are experiencing, okay, in Hong Kong U in different programs. And to reach out to us, you have our email and contact. We are more than welcome to explain to you the things that you want to know.
I hope through our interaction tonight, you can see our Hong Kong U professor very friendly, also care a lot about our students, and I think you definitely would be very, very pleased if you join the program managed by any one of our faculty members over here. And also don't forget, even though if you're an art student, you always have opportunity to do other things, or get in touch with the latest technology. And this day, I guess, Professor Huang also mentioned in music, this day you're also using a lot of AI. And certainly there are kind of different issues that we have to deal with, who is the author of the music at the end. And but it's all interesting questions. I'm sure we can continue to ponder on. And so to conclude, HKU has actively promoting what we call interactive STEAM education. And so as mentioned earlier, we have established 2 new schools focusing on computing and data science as well as innovation. I think this day, innovation is the key. This is also going to be propelling Hong Kong to the next level of success. We've also launched quite a few new programs, not only in this new school, but also in the Faculty of Arts and also Faculty of Engineering. And particularly earlier, we mentioned this interesting double degree in Faculty of Arts, Bachelor of Arts, and also Bachelor of Engineering. I think this is the first ever program I've ever heard about that combining these 2 fields together. What we want to emphasize is that Hong Kong U will continue to enhance our curriculum and also explore further collaboration with industry partners like Ms. Zhang here, and also remain committed to inspiring our young mind to adapt to the rapidly evolving landscape of AI technology and also sustainable development. And again, I thank you very much for all of you for joining us tonight. I know it's kind of an evening that you can spend in other way, but I hope you have learned something through this webinar. Another warm reminder for those who are in Hong Kong or you are coming to Hong Kong in the next few days, we will have our Hong Kong U Information Day for undergraduate admission this Saturday. And I was told the weather is going to get better. Hopefully that day will have sun rather than rain. So if you have not signed up yet for the Information Day, please do so, because we expect will be a huge audience coming to visit us on that day. And we have also well prepared now with all kinds of souvenir talks, and also we are also faculty member will be on site to answer any question that you have regarding our program. So good evening. Thank you very much for joining us again. And I hope to see all of you at our HKU campus on Saturday. Thank you. Goodbye.